victory! A great new altered fights at our side.
I feel a storm cloud coming down today.
The anomaly should have killed us. But instead, it left us something more. Altered and Outrider. Only we can lead them to a future. Whatever we were before, we're something new now. We were given a second life. We can't waste it.
Alright guys, so I decided to start this video off with the trailer for the game, or the opening cinematic, however you want to look at it, and that's simply because I feel like a lot of people aren't going to know what this game is. I mean, I didn't really know what it was. You know, I had the idea from the 2 trailers I've probably seen over the past couple of years that it's a Destiny-style looter-shooter type game, and, you know, it's kind of like Cyberpunk in the sense that it's been delayed a lot. I've been hearing about this game for years and years. Keeps getting delayed. It comes out in April as of right now, and so the demo's out. You can go play it for yourself. I just wanted to get my thoughts out there, and let me start by saying this is a demo, so some of the stuff I bring up, I know it's a demo. Alright, you don't need to tell me. I know things are going to change in the full game, but I'm addressing them as they are seen here. But let's get started. So we start with the character customization, and although it visually looks really good, your character looks really good here. It isn't too extensive. There's probably 10 faces, 4 or 5 different skin colors. You can't be like alien colors like in Destiny, where you can be robots and all these different things and stuff like that. You know, they have the hair and the scars and all that stuff, and it's okay. I'm assuming there's going to be more customization in the full game, maybe not, I don't know. But again, it's not the best character customizer I've ever seen. It's definitely not the worst. So that's just middle ground there. It just depends on what you like. But from there, let's move on to some of the problems I have. And one of them, I'm hoping it's a demo problem, and by the time the game launches, it'll be fixed. But let's look at the cutscenes. So my demo problem here is the frame rate and kind of blurriness in the cutscenes. Again, I'm assuming within the next 2 months when this game comes out, that'll be fixed, so I'm kind of letting that slide. Something I'm not letting slide, because I don't think this is something that they plan on fixing or can fix within the time they have left, is the camera shake. Oh my god. In this cutscene, it's not that bad. You can definitely still see it if you look at like the characters or at the edge of my character here, at that log in the background. The camera is just bobbing up and down like it's a person holding a camera. I don't know why they did this. I mean, it's a stylistic thing, but I hate it. And some of the action cutscenes, it's awful. You literally can't see what's happening. I had to start skipping cutscenes because it was bothering me so much. It's just, you can see it really well here. It's just shaking everywhere. And it's like there's an earthquake going on the whole time you're in the cutscene, and I couldn't stand it. So I had to start skipping the cutscene. So this was one of my biggest problems. So another problem that I had, that I can't decide if this is a demo problem or a game problem, right? And the fact that they're just not showing you everything because it's the demo, or if this is just how the full game's going to be. But looking at the loot in a looter-shooter RPG type game, right? If you look at Destiny, and something I think Destiny does really well is, other than obviously the default outfit, all of the loot and armor you get after that default outfit all the way up to the best outfit, right? It's all cool, it's all unique. I don't think any other game does that well, right? You might have your class specific outfits that look cool, but your grinding stuff from getting from the lowest level to the highest level, none of that middle stuff particularly looks cool in most games. I think this game has the same problem, right? I'm sure the top tier stuff looks really cool, but all of the weapons, at least that are in the demo, are really uninteresting. Same thing with the armor. Like, some things are okay, but for the most part, the loot here is pretty boring. Again, this might be a demo thing. There might be more interesting loot in the full game, but for me, I found it a bit boring. Now we're 5 minutes in now, and you're probably wondering, well, what is the gameplay actually like? So, we start out with this once you get to the tutorial section, where you're choosing one of 4 paths, right? There's a guy that can, like, build machines or something. I didn't really understand the first one, so, I can't explain that one well. There's fire, which is the second one, fairly self-explanatory. And then there's the trickster, which is the one I chose, which focuses on stealth and, close-up melee and teleporting, all of that stuff. And then there's, like, the ground pound heavy type dude. So you choose one of these guys. They have, I want to say, 5 or 6 special abilities with a whole perk tree, and we'll look at that later. But these are all done really well, and this is the part of the game that I like a lot. All of the skills and abilities and all of that stuff is done really well. And so you'll see throughout some of the gameplay that I show off here in a minute, but all of it's really flashy, it's really cool, it's interesting, each move is unique, all of that stuff. But something that this game falls flat of in the combat and, makes me question it is the gunplay. The gunplay is insanely generic, and again, comparing it to Destiny here, I feel like Destiny's abilities are really cool, and the gunplay is really cool. It works really well, it flows well. You're slightly kind of overpowered and quick, and in this game, I just feel like it's too Gears of War-y, if that's how you want to call it. I don't know, just the gunplay doesn't work for me. The skills, though, absolutely amazing. Definitely the best part of the game, right? And so this is where I'm conflicted, right? Because the combat's kind of 50-50. Everything else is kind of 50-50. But the skills part of the game, the unique part, in my opinion, the hardest part, they got done really well, right? And something, again, like gunplay, I don't think they can fix that in a month before the game comes out. This is definitely how the combat is going to be. They can make small changes here and there, but they can't change, the whole gunplay system. So, looking at it, what are the pros and cons? The pros are the skills and the abilities and all of that stuff, the different classes. The boss fights, I only did 2 in the demo, but, what I would call boss fights, and they were really well done. Even some of, like, the heavier enemy types were really well done. Their abilities were cool, they were interesting, stuff like that. And then the cons, the gear isn't that interesting, frame rate problems, camera shake, the gun combat kind of sucks. So there's definitely more cons, but the pros are really good. And something I'm in the middle on, which I wouldn't call it the premise of this game, but it's a pretty big aspect of it, and that's the whole health system, right? It's not completely unique in where you kill enemies to get health, but it's one of the big things, right? So I'm fighting this boss. If I'm taking too much damage, not able to kill him, I go kill a grunt, get some health, and then go back to the boss. And I think it's a cool idea, and it works in some games. This, at least again from the demo, what I played, it wasn't difficult enough. There was never a situation where I had to go run and kill a grunt because the boss was too strong and I wasn't going to win, right? And again, there are difficulty settings and all of that stuff. But in all honesty, I think this game needs to be delayed, right? And that's simply because I think they got the hard part, which is the skills, at least in my opinion, right? Getting your abilities and skills to feel cool while not just copying other games is really hard to do, and I think they've done that really well here. But it's some of the other basic stuff that I just don't think is done yet. But seeing that they're dropping a demo and the game is coming out very soon, I don't see them pushing this back. So will I be buying this on launch? Probably not, unless it comes to Game Pass or something. Probably not touching this game at first. I might review it if the price drops, or if it comes to Game Pass or something like that. Again, it is a Square Enix game, and my last Square Enix game was Avengers, so you know how that went. So you guys let me know if you've played the demo, what you think. If you haven't, go play the demo. It's literally free. It's like 10 gigabytes. Go install it, come back, let me know what you think. and I'll see you guys on the next one.